Hey guys, and thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Happy 2020 to you guys. I hope everyone has a happy new year come tonight. It's still not processing in my mind that we're in the 2020s because whenever someone says 2021, 2022, I still think, yeah, that's like 10 years away, yo. Right? Regardless, what we're going to be doing here is talking about our most anticipated movies for the year of 2020. Obviously, this is my personal list. Your list might look very different than mine, which is why I definitely want you guys to go ahead and let me know down below your most anticipated movies for 2020. If there's one I left out, you know you got to show it love down below. And be sure to leave a like, because 2020... it's gonna be a banger year, I think. Alright, before we get into the top 10, here are some honorable mentions right here. These movies that you're looking at that I popped up. These are some nice films. These are good films. Like, just couldn't squeeze into my list. I'm looking forward to every single one of these, but if I had to narrow it down to 10, these just didn't make the cut. And I wanted to show these movies some love because I know there's probably someone out there who would have these in their top 3 of the top 10 list. Alright, so breaking it off with number 10 on the list, Black Widow. This is the solo Black Widow movie. Marvel finally going downscale after coming out with Avengers Endgame. Now, I love the character of Black Widow. I love Scarlett Johansson, and that trailer really surprised me. I didn't think I would be that invested into it because I don't like movies that go back, especially after a character has already passed on. So to me, the stakes aren't always there because it's like, what's the point? I know the ending chapter of this character. I'm not really sure if I want to see a side story, but Kevin Feige and the Marvel team are promising that this movie will change our perspective of the way Endgame left off her character and could set up seeds for future things in the MCU, and that gets me pretty excited. And who doesn't like a fat David Harbour, okay? Shout out to us fatties. Number 9 on the list deserves an air guitar. Bill and Ted 3. This film is finally happening. If you're one of the few individuals out there who have not checked out the first 2 Bill and Ted movies, I highly recommend them for you. They're just dumb, fun comedies. And with Keanu Reeves having this resurgence in today's pop culture where he is definitely an icon once again, I'm curious to how they're going to handle their whole radical personas. It really is just my fan attachment to this and my love for anything Keanu Reeves. So happy they also decided to bring back the character of Death. Now, if only they also bring back their TARDIS or their phone booth, whatever they want to go ahead and call it, so they can do some time travel in this movie. With the CGI work and the face de-aging that we have, can you imagine old Keanu Reeves meeting young Keanu Reeves? This movie better go ahead and do that. I hope it's a success because I could easily see this being a horrible, horrible mess. Number 8 on the list, Birds of Prey. Now, it was just recently announced that Birds of Prey is for sure 100% going to be a rated R movie, and I'm loving that DC is dipping in their toes to this rated R genre of the comic book world. It's a nice distinction from the Marvel stuff, and it's refreshing to see characters like Harley Quinn actually be able to curse, do horrible things to human beings. And although I know this will be nothing like the rated R Joker movie we got, this I think still looks like a lot of fun and has me wondering what the future of the DCU could look like, because her character Harley Quinn is set to make an appearance in the Suicide Squad movie, so maybe this film will also leave us on a nice ending to set up that movie. Also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, instant crush, would leave my girl in a heartbeat for her. It's okay, she's asleep in the other room, she couldn't hear that. Number 7 on the list, finally getting some of the horror movies here, The Invisible Man. Now again, Universal is just trying endlessly to force these Universal horror monsters onto us, and they just have not been succeeding. But The Invisible Man to me looks like the first horror movie in their Universal Monsters lineup that actually looks great. This is written and directed by Lee Winnell. He gave us the Saw movie. He gave us Upgrade. Also the Insidious movies. This guy has a proven track record of giving us quality content. And what I saw from that trailer of The Invisible Man looks like really good psychological horror fun. I do wish they would have held back with some of the stuff they showed in the trailer. There are already some great setups on there. And if this leads on to something else, I'm very curious to what that world could be setting up. And it's said it's not going to connect at all. But if this movie does well, there are also in the works an Invisible Woman movie being made. I find that really hard to believe that there's an Invisible Man movie and Invisible Woman movie both being made and they don't connect. So I'm pretty sure something like that will happen in this movie. Number 6 on the list, Candyman. Now this will be the rebooted Candyman that is still in continuity with the first Candyman movie. It's going to ignore the sequels of 2 and 3. This is being produced by Jordan Peele, which has my radar really set on this film. Unfortunately, he's not directing it. He handed over directing rights to Nia DaCosta. And if Jordan Peele has faith in her, then I have faith in her. Tony Todd is set to reprise his role as Candyman, even if it's in a small, limited role, as the main starring role goes to Yahaba Abdul Mateen II, who is most likely going to be passed the torch and become the new Candyman. With today's political standards, the Candyman is ripe for a reboot, and I think there could be really something horrifying and interesting done with this character in the modern age. A lot has changed since that last movie, and it is still pretty creepy if you go ahead and watch it now. So I'm even more curious to what they'll do with this film, because I don't think it'll just be a cash grab. I think there's going to be some real love and time being put into this film. Number 5 on the list, Wonder Woman 1984. We are finally getting that sequel to Wonder Woman. It feels like forever since the first Wonder Woman movie. Patty Jenkins is returning. We have Gal Gadot also coming back. I love the character of Wonder Woman in the DCU. It's one of the only characters I think that is being done really, really well. And it's a movie set in the 80s. We have them all. We have the vibrant colors, that trailer with the music. How could you not be excited for this? The only things that could bust this movie is the explanation of why Steve Trevor is back, how they'll handle the scenes of Kristen Wiig as Cheetah, and also where does this end off and lead us in the DCU, because I'm still kind of confused of what's in the world and what's not in the world. Number 4 on the list, A Quiet Place 2. Now, John Krasinski is coming back as writer and director. No word at all if his character in the movie is coming back. I highly doubt it with the way he was dropped off in the first movie. But such a surprise turn that Jim from The Office was able to craft such a great horror movie. And the fact that they are making a sequel does make me nervous, but the idea of them leaving their farm, going out into the open, possibly helping other people, meeting new characters, possibly new creatures, intrigues me enough into this world that I'm like, I really want to see what happens. Here's hoping the franchise stays strong and they just don't sequelize the crap out of this and this becomes the next Paranormal Activity. Number 3 on the list is one I'm sure is going to blow our minds once we finally see this movie, Tenet. Some of you might not have heard of this, but this will be done by Christopher Nolan, and the man has given us some great original movies: Inception, Interstellar, The Dark Knight. A very talented director, and for his next film, he's calling it his most ambitious project to date. And if it's going to be more ambitious than Inception, heck yeah, I'm in. If you look at this trailer, it trips your mind. It's hard to understand. I've replayed it over and over. There's definitely some time manipulation going on. Looks like maybe some bandits. To me, I think Tenet is going to be more like Christopher Nolan's movie Memento, where the story is being told backwards even though the characters are going forward. That sounds really confusing, but if you watch the trailer, that kind of seems like what is happening. There is some mention of Welcome to the Afterlife, so it could be that we see a character die and he's reliving his life but backwards even though he's moving forwards to the afterlife. I don't know, trippy. There's going to be a lot of theories about this movie. I just know that this is the kind of movie that'll leave us talking, and the man has yet to heavily disappoint me in the theater, so Tenet is one I'm really looking forward to. Number 2 on the list is a franchise that's had a lot of toxicity added to it, but this movie could save the fan base: Ghostbusters Afterlife. With Ghostbusters Afterlife, this is a direct sequel to the very first 2 Ghostbuster movies. It's going to be following the grandchildren of one of the Ghostbusters in this small town. They happen to stumble upon a bunch of the old Ghostbusters equipment, proton packs, the Ecto-1, PK meters. Pack that on with the director and writer of this movie being the son of the original director of the first Ghostbusters movie. He's promising us a heartfelt, funny, and scary movie. The trailers really prove the naysayers wrong and has me so pumped to check out this movie. And come on, Paul Rudd's in it. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? And my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2020, if I didn't spoil it already with this t-shirt, Halloween Kills. For me, the Halloween franchise is on the upswing with the 2018 movie. I know there's a small group of people who just didn't enjoy it, but I think they are going in the right direction with this character and are bringing back the slasher genre, which is my favorite subgenre of horror movies. Not to mention, Halloween Kills is also going to lead up to a direct sequel the following year with Halloween Ends. So to me, that could only mean one thing, is that Halloween Kills is going to be Michael Myers' movie, and the Shape will win against Laurie or whoever stands in his way. Because if this movie's leading up to another movie, you know it's ending on a cliffhanger. You know it's ending Infinity War style with our heroes all defeated and wondering what to do next. So I can only imagine ruthless, horrifying things for Halloween Kills, and I am so looking forward to it. But anyways, guys, this is just my most anticipated movies of 2020. Let me know your list down below, especially if there were movies I didn't mention, if there are ones you would put higher or lower on the list. Anything and everything, you guys go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.